I've lived in San Francisco for 20 years, and I want to give you the version of this city that is really hard to find on the internet and on YouTube. We lost 7% of our population in the last 3 years, but we have tens of thousands of people still moving here in that same window of time. Both of these things are true simultaneously. Neither side really tells the whole story. Before we get into the stuff that everybody's worried about, let me talk about, I kind of find it the fun thing about San Francisco, and that is our weather. You know, the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. Mark Twain. Doesn't matter. Believe it anyway, because it's kind of true. It is really cold here in the summer. We have a band of like 55 to 70 in the city. It's never brutal. It's never extreme. We don't have to shovel our walk. We don't have to deal with humidity, feeling like we're walking underwater. I don't really think about the weather so much as I think, do I need to grab a lightweight jacket? And I always grab one anyway. The city is filled with microclimates. You can have a completely different weather pattern in just a mile, and honestly, actually, if you just go up a couple blocks sometimes. The sunset, it's almost always foggy. Mission, Noe Valley, Potrero, they're a lot sunnier. The microclimate that you end up choosing could affect your quality of life. And going back to that Mark Twain saying, Fogust is a real thing. June, July, August, the western half specifically, it is relentless. It is really cold. But if you're from weather extremes, that San Francisco bad weather probably won't really bother you. It is just sort of the time of year that it's affecting you. If you're an LA person, you're gonna need a jacket. But the thing about our summers here, and anytime you feel cold, you can travel 20 minutes out of the city, 30 minutes at the most, and you can be hiking in the sun. All right, let's talk about it. San Francisco is expensive. I'm not gonna dress that up or bury the lead. We all know this. A one-bedroom median rent is around $3,200. Median home prices are $1.3 million. Our groceries are 20% above the national average. Dining, services, basically anything you need from San Francisco is gonna be above the national average. The cost of living index is double the national. Double. Why would anyone wanna do that? Well, let me explain this. San Francisco salaries are among the highest in the country. The tech industry has created both of these realities simultaneously. If you're in tech, law, finance, adjacent to tech, your earning potential is significantly higher. But here's the thing, the math doesn't work for every profession. If the salary premium in your field doesn't work, then the cost is gonna be an issue. So it's expensive, yes, but what you're paying for, that's what's next. All right, so San Francisco is not one city, it's like 30 cities, and it's all within 49 square miles. I've lived in 6 of those neighborhoods: Pacific Heights, Nob Hill, Corona Heights, Noe Valley, the Mission, and now I'm preparing to move to Sherwood Forest, which is the closest thing to a suburb I've ever lived in, but I'll do a whole other video about that later, so subscribe. So we have neighborhoods for everyone, so I'm just gonna point out a couple of them. The Mission is really great, and I think probably for people in their 20s or early 30s, but it doesn't stop there. But that's kind of the sweet spot, I think, for the Mission. It's got a great walkable lifestyle. It's really warm weather, great nightlife, best taquerias in the city, and the prices there are a little bit more affordable. Noe Valley is kind of also got that nice weather and a lot of hills and a great 24th Street community. It's incredibly family friendly, strollers, dogs, coffee shop. You can go to Chester's on Church Street for a slow Saturday. Pacific Heights is old money, stunning architecture, beautiful views. The hills there are just wild. And then down from Pacific Heights, you have the marina, you know, kind of post-college crowd, but not quite as arty as maybe the Mission is. Great for brunch, boutique fitness. If you're in that phase of your life, it's really great. There's really a great neighborhoods all over the city that really make you feel at home here. The homeless population in San Francisco is a significant problem. It's real, it's visible, and anyone that's saying otherwise just isn't being honest with you or they've never been here. The Tenderloin Soma Civic Center, they have serious issues. You see open drug use, there's obvious mental health problems, there's safety concerns, but it's not the whole city, but you will encounter it if you live here. The national coverage of San Francisco really sort of loses it here. The problem is pretty geographically concentrated. Residential neighborhoods, Noe Valley, Sunset, Richmond, Pacific Heights, Coal Valley, these function pretty normally. Property crime is an issue though all over the city, and the big one are these car break-ins, though it has happened less often than it did in the past, but it is still a real issue, and I think everybody has had their car broken into that lives here, including me, twice. Treat your car like a box that someone is going to look into. The conversation about what's wrong with San Francisco tends to miss the single most important structural fact about it. If global tech collapsed tomorrow, it would affect every city in the country, but San Francisco would just cease to exist as we know it. That's just a description of how the city works. Apple, Google, Meta, Salesforce, Airbnb, Stripe, OpenAI, Lyft. Salary premium offsets the cost of living here for the right careers. There's a network density here at that level that doesn't exist anywhere else, and it really can benefit people and their careers. The same forces that accelerate careers do something different to your social life. You'll see, I'm going to get into that in a little bit here. There is also a spillover effect. So law firms, design, PR, restaurants, yes, realtors, all elevated by the ecosystem. But, there are flip sides to this. In 2022, 2023, layoffs hit hard here, but the recovery was faster than most markets. The long-term trajectory is still up. Okay, I said I'd get here, and we are here. The thing that almost nobody warns you about when you move to San Francisco is how transient the city is. Not transient like tourists. 25% of the residents of San Francisco actually were born in California. And there's some poll that 43% have expressed a desire to leave. And then a significant portion of those actually do. What that means when you live here is you'll build your social circle. You're gonna have all these great friends, and then part of it are just gonna pick up and they're gonna leave and they're gonna take a job in Austin. I have had clients come here, and I hear this a lot, that they build a small social circle and then one leaves and then the other one might leave. It does happen. The tech industry kind of amplifies this because it optimizes opportunity, right? So people will take a job outside of the city. The other side of that is people who stay and plant themselves here are really loyal. There's block parties in Noe Valley, there's neighborhood bar regulars, there are 15-year farmer market regulars that know everybody by name. San Francisco rewards people who decide to plant their roots here. It doesn't happen passively. You have to really work at it. I've been one of those people that has lived here and outside the city. I've moved to San Francisco 3 times. This time I'm staying. This is it. The people who love San Francisco the most are the ones who decided they were staying, not the ones who just never left. There's a big difference. All right, what I'm about to say is going to seem counterintuitive because one of San Francisco's best advantages isn't even in San Francisco. We have the geographic lottery jackpot here. Within a 3-hour radius, we have some of the best places to travel to. Nothing else like it in the world. You can go an hour north to Napa and Sonoma Valley. We're talking world-class winery. People will fly there for a big special event. And if you live in San Francisco, you just go up on a Sunday. 3 hours east, we have Lake Tahoe, one of the most beautiful alpine lakes in the world. Skiing in the winter, hiking and swimming in the summer. I've done both in the same calendar year dozens of times. Yosemite is 3.5 hours away. Half Dome, El Capitan, Bridal Veil Fall, Special trip for most Americans, but a casual weekend for us living in San Francisco. The Marin Headlands are 20 minutes from downtown. Fun trails above Golden Gate with views of the Pacific. San Francisco International Airport is only 20 minutes from anywhere in the city. We've got direct flights to Tokyo, London, Sydney, every major city in the United States. For people that miss their family, that is really convenient to have. They can fly here, and then you're taking them to all these weekend excursions, or you can go visit them. Now, I want to give you a practical framework for making your mind up. All right, let's get into the actual numbers because I know you've been refreshing Redfin and the math isn't mathing yet. I talked earlier about the 1.3 median. It is real, but it's not the whole picture. San Francisco housing stock is a little different. We've got condos and TICs, so it's not all single family homes. And TICs are a San Francisco specific type of ownership where you own a percentage of the building and you have a right to occupy your unit. It's very common. The price points tend to be about 5 to 10% less. And I'd say you're looking at getting a place from 800,000 to 1.1 million range, depending on the neighborhood, number of bedrooms. The most important decision if you're gonna buy or rent here, it isn't the price, it isn't the square footage, it's the neighborhood, the microclimate, the nearby transit, the walkability, the vibe of the block. All of that matters enormously. And I've had clients who stretched a little bit for the right neighborhood and they never looked back. Look, I'm not here to talk you into it or out of it. I'm here to give you the information to make the right call for yourself. People like me who leave, they come back a lot. And I've seen this happen many times. I've got links in the description below. Set up a call. Let's talk about what you're looking for in San Francisco. If you made it this far, you need to watch the next video. Don't move to San Francisco until you can handle these things, which takes a deeper dive into some of these negative parts of San Francisco. I'll see you at the next video.